Hello and welcome everyone to another episode of Game Vortex, and today we're gonna be talking, reviewing and sharing new theories with you about Dragon Ball Super episode 50 that's just aired just over a day ago. Now I know you might have asked, mainly primarily a gaming channel, why did I start to go into Dragon Ball Super? And I'm just gonna quickly explain you. It's pretty much because I've been the biggest Dragon Ball fan nerd ever. I could quote you every single episode in Dragon Ball Z, who's gonna say what. And I've seen a lot of people talking about Dragon Ball Super, sharing their theories and so on and so forth, so I decided to do the same to see how it goes. Because I have quite a few interesting theories that are actually happening right now on Dragon Ball Super. Now, since the episode 50 has aired, if you want to watch my previous video about explaining how much do I know about Dragon Ball in general and why I think that I'm gonna contribute a lot to this topic in general, you can watch the video that I've shared previously with you. But today we're gonna be talking about Dragon Ball Super episode 50. As much as I didn't really like Dragon Ball Super, this arc started to get me so interested, and a lot of people that I've noticed who are talking about episode 50 prediction and reviews that have missed a lot of key elements into explaining who Black is and how actually powerful he is and what is going to happen, what I think very, very soon on the next couple of episodes. So without further ado, let's dive in straight into it. So the episode opens. I obviously cannot show you the video footage. I'm going to be shut down for copyright straight away before I even upload it. So basically the episode started with Black standing there, having traveled with the ring. The ring apparently is still not exactly sure how to use it, because this is another theory. Maybe he's not Kaioshin or Kaioshin, but something very interesting happened in the very beginning of the episode. So when he's standing there, obviously he looked at the trunks. He said you're coming here, I'm coming here just to kill you again and things like that. He notices Son Goku and he recognizes him and he says, "Oh, you're Son Goku." But what is interesting, then he looks at Vegeta and he recognizes Vegeta and he said, "Vegeta, okay." And then he looks at Beerus and he recognizes Beerus too. Now the thing is, all of these Z fighters in the Trunks' timeline are dead apart from Beerus. Nobody knows what exactly is happening there. So the fact that he knows Beerus actually tells you that he is some kind of form of deity or deity, whatever. But he also maybe is a Kaioshin or Makaioshin, something like that, right? Maybe a evil one, or we will find out that soon. But what is interesting is that he knows who Goku and Vegeta is, especially Vegeta, which he has never seen before because he's long dead during that time period where Trunks is from. Now my theory is that if he's a Kaioshin, or especially Makaioshin, or some kind of demonic entity, I think what happened is that he somehow fused with Goku back there with his dead body. Probably, maybe, I don't know if that's even possible, but with the dead body of Goku. So that's why he has some kind of a form of memory retaining who each person is. And maybe the way, because Goku is dead, maybe that's why it allows him to be evil, because if he was still alive he would have probably not agreed to this thing, or wouldn't get himself fooled into merging, because he can see that he's wearing one of the Patara rings, so that also must mean something. So that's a very interesting theory. So basically after that they start fighting Goku Black. The fight started pretty quick, intense. Black fired up a giant ki blast to drive the Goku out, smash him into the rock, into the mountain. And Goku started off straight away by powering to Super Saiyan 2. You can recognize that straight by the striking lightning that's around him. Not 3, 2. Because I think, well, obviously, if he would have gone 3, spoiler alert, he would have killed them straight away. And so they started fighting, and he knew who the Super Saiyan was as well. He even mentioned very weird thing: "I'm happy that I got to fight you in this body, in this form, with this shape," and something like that, which was very bizarre. I'm not entirely sure what that means, but we'll find out soon. Like I said, it's probably someone merged with his dead body, but a few things arise from that. Why is he not ripped? Because Goku, even when he was dead during the Android saga, right? you could see that. Let me just see. Goku dead and rich. Like from the heart virus, when he died, basically he was pretty ripped at that time. Like, but this guy is very slim, very lean. What also, well, obviously they don't have a picture, unfortunately, so it doesn't matter. So basically, he should have been ripped. But then again, knowing the drawing style of Dragon Ball Super, I think that it's very, very awkward that he's so slim. So maybe that's the way they actually decided to portray him, you know, because Trunks was fucking ripped back in Dragon Ball Z during Cell Saga and stuff, and now he looks just like a fucking Trump in a coat, you know. I don't mean to bash on him, but like the drawing style has changed and all the ripped characters seems to be lean, apart from these two, Vegeta and Goku. So they carry on fighting, and you can see that at some point they're kind of equal, but Goku is actually have the upper edge. Behind Black there is a black portal, which is a time rip that he came from, that's starting to act him up, and he's starting actually to feel that it's dragging him. You could also see him powering up at some point. It looks like he's gonna turn into a Super Saiyan, but he didn't. He just powered up to fight with Goku, and he was enjoying it. He was enjoying it just as much as Goku enjoys fighting very hard opponents. And even Goku mentioned that you, exactly like me, you enjoy the challenge of fighting a very powerful opponent. So that was very curious. So that means it does have some kind of relation to being an actual Goku, maybe just like under control. But the biggest bombshell that I'm gonna tell you is gonna happen later. So they carry on fighting. Goku is actually winning a bit, but they're kind of unequal, you know. If Goku would have turned into Super Saiyan 3, he would have killed him. He would have killed Black straight away, because he's not that powerful. But it comes with a catch, and he'll tell you that soon. He's not that powerful. He's not powerful at all, to be honest. And Super Saiyan 2 Goku could probably beat him or be very close on that, or 3 for sure. The blue one, no questions asked, would have knocked him out in the park straight away. 3 would have killed him, most likely, considering that Trunks was knocked out with 1 hit only. So Trunks obviously noticed that Goku isn't fighting seriously, and why is that? Vegeta said that he's always like that. Well, we know that, because if he would have fought seriously, he would have defeated him. End of story. So eventually what happens is, like, he doesn't seem to be able to transform into a Super Saiyan, which is strange, because if that body that he has is really the dead Goku, at that time he already had the ability to transform into a Super Saiyan. But we'll carry on with that later. So eventually they go back. Goku punches him really fucking hard in the gut, and you can starting to feel that he's feeling it, you know. He's not that tough after all. So he gets knocked up back into the area where all the Z fighters are and stuff like that, and he's starting to get pulled into that time gate that is open behind him, through which he arrived. Also worth noting that Beerus and Whis noticed that he's got a time ring, and that the Kaioshins, he explained that only Kaioshins can wear it and use it, that the ring only allows you to travel into the future but not into the past, and if you travel into the past, then the past will fix itself. That's why Black was getting pulled back into this portal. So just before he got pulled in, everything started to shake, and then the time machine fell down, and Trunks said, "Fuck the time machine." And he heard that, the Black heard it. So what he did, like, he just destroyed it right before that, and Goku punched him really fucking hard again, and he went straight back into that wormhole and disappeared. Now I'm gonna dive straight back to the most interesting theory. When he arrived back into Earth, future Earth, the Trunks' timeline, like he said, Trunks is finally not here and he doesn't have the time machine, so I can do whatever the fuck I want. So it looks like he wasn't really even interested to go there in the first place. After the Trunks, he just arrived there by accident, or by the path that was created by the time machine. But what is interesting, and what backs up my theory about this body being the body of the dead Goku, is this part. When he arrived to the future, he looked like he was suffering. I wasn't sure if he was hurting from the fact that he's hurt by the punch that Goku made him, but he couldn't have sustained that much damage. But then this shot came in. You can see here, he is holding what appears to be his heart, because that's not where Goku punched him. Goku punched him somewhere here in the gut, right? Somewhere here. I would show you somewhere around here or even here. So he's holding his heart, and he's holding it in exactly the same way like Goku did when he fought with androids, when he started suffering from the heart virus. So maybe that is the real Goku, the dead one. So I guess very soon we're gonna find out. And what's even more interesting, when he said he arrived into the future, he said, so that's the power of the Super Saiyan Goku. And he also said that I absorbed his fighting technique and made my own technique even more flawless. So that means this guy somehow copies the fighting techniques of other, and I won't be surprised that he actually copies their powers. I think that maybe he's some kind of a shape-shifting thing, that whatever he touches and does is he's somehow absorbing their things. That would be very interesting, like, because maybe he somehow merged with his body and he still have this heart virus, or he touched Goku and absorbed the way he looks and some of his fighting techniques, and then after that he started developing further and further. And it got me thinking that if the Goku turns Super Saiyan, eventually Black would match him in power, and then he go God, and eventually Black will match that in power as well, unless he gets fucking knocked out straight away and killed. Because if he is anywhere like a Kaioshin power level, I think that he is stronger than that. He seems to be holding his own against Super Saiyan 2 Goku and Super Saiyan 2 Trunks, slightly more powerful. So I think that when he fights the other fighters, he's absorbing not only their technique but somehow their power as well. Because Piccolo was saying that when he was fighting Goku, his ki was rapidly rising. And he said that word rapidly, so that means this guy somehow manages to improve more and more and more and more. And eventually, I think, depending on whoever he fights, he's gonna get to their level, and then that's where the things were gonna get really interesting. So they found another time machine, the one that was there since the Cell travel to Earth. So she's gonna fix it up, and I think Goku and Vegeta and maybe Trunks as well, well, most likely Trunks, are gonna go back into the future. Actually, in the preview of episode 51, in episode 51, they already showed Trunks in the future timeline. So whether that's just some kind of a flashback or it's actually happening, that remains to be seen. So I hope things are gonna get more interesting, because as far as I know, there's only gonna be 70-something episodes of Dragon Ball Super, and this arc seems to be getting interesting. I just hope Toriyama doesn't drop the ball as he usually does and starts to steer this TV show into a more serious direction, rather than being like a, I don't know, kiddie serial that like Dragon Ball GT style. So there we go. Thank you very much for watching this episode. Please let me know in the comments as well if you agree with my theory, if you watched the episode, what did you like, what you didn't like, and if you actually think that this Goku Black is actually the real Goku from Trunks' timeline, or do you think that he's some kind of a shape-shifting motherfucker? So yeah, thank you very much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this episode, and I'll see you in the next episode.